Hey everybody, welcome back to Baseline Farms. My name is Jade. So many things have been happening around the farm. My goodness, we have painted a lot of finished painting the chicken coop finally. It's been over a year. We finally finished painting the barn, the big barn, and actually all the little barns. So we finished painting all of the barns and the little cottage. And it's been a while since I have given you a farm tour. So I'm going to give you a quick farm tour as to how everything is doing on the farm, what we've been doing, and yeah, and so many things. I have some surprises to show you. Oh my gosh, so much stuff. So let's just start off in the big garden and let me show you what has been going on. So the weather has been cooling down actually quite a bit. The last few days have been pretty nice, and let's see, over the weekend it was like beautiful 70s, 80s spring weather, beautiful. And then like fall weather, not spring weather, fall weather. And then let's see, now it's starting to heat back up, like in the 90s, it's going to be in the 90s, and that's not too bad. So over the weekend I did start some carrots. I was going to do a little video of doing the carrots, but then I started working and then just, got sidetracked. And so I have some carrots growing. So let me just show you what is happening in the garden. All right, so over here in this garden bed, this is a 4x4 garden bed. I started some spinach right in here, 2 rows of baby greens, like baby green spinach, and then I did 5 rows of carrots. And all I did was kind of rough up the soil a little bit, sprinkle the seeds over the top, and just kind of, put the soil back on top of it. And that's pretty much it. Very easy. Last year I was already starting carrots and garlic. And I do want to start some garlic in some of the garden beds, but I need to amend the soil first. I need to pull out all the weeds and get that all situated first before I can start any garlic, because there's just so many things that still need to be done in the garden because we have been so busy doing other things, other projects. So that is what's happening in this garden bed. Now let me show you what's happening behind me with the beans. Oh my goodness, the beans. Beautiful. Garlic. So here are the beans. So in this bean patch, look how big and thick it is. You guys, look at this. It is so beautiful. So I have 2 different kinds of beans growing in here. I have a Johnny Selected Seed. I have one variety by Johnny Selected Seeds, and that is called the Python pole beans. That's what it's called. And then I have another one called Blue Lake Beans by Lake Valley Seed Company. And so here are, this one is, which one's this one? Now they're all intertwined with one another. But I have this one right here. Oh my God, look how long that is. This definitely needs to be harvested. They just all of a sudden started really producing. Like, look at these. Oh my goodness. So I don't even know what the difference between the two because I intermixed them. I know that the Pole Lake beans has a thinner and more narrow leaf compared to the Python beans. This is a Python bean right here. And let me see. This is the Lake Valley. Do you see that? I don't know if you can tell. The leaf structure is a little different. This one's a little bit more narrow and elongated, and this one's a little bit fatter and a little shorter. So that is what's happening in the bean patch. Look at that, you guys. Holy moly, that's so beautiful. Oh my goodness, look at this one. Look at that, that just kind of got away from me. But this one's ready to be harvested. A bunch of them are ready to be harvested. It's so cool. These are so cool. I am so happy. This is my first time. I feel like I've grown the Blue Lake beans before, but I don't remember them being this long. So I don't know. Maybe I didn't grow them. Maybe I grew a different variety. But in the inside, I did grow a bush variety, which I thought I grew a bush variety. But then some of them started trailing up. And then some of them are, are kind of like bush size. No, come on. We do not want no doggies in the bed. Come on. My goodness, look how big Val's getting. Do you guys look how big she's getting? Look at that. She's so cute. She's such a smart girl. She's part rat terrier, part Queensland heeler, and she is 7 months old now. Is that right? We got her on Valentine's Day. She was only 6 weeks old when we got her. So she was so little. But she's so big. She's so big. She's so sweet and smart. Super smart. She gets the commands way better than our Great Pyrenees, that's for sure. All right, so that is how the bean patch is doing. So amazing. So now let's go ahead and show you how these San Marzanos are doing. Look at that. These are the San Marzanos. I believe these are, this is mixed carrots. Wrong one, wrong tag. This is what I had in here before with some mixed carrots. But I believe these are by Johnny Selected Seeds. I'm not too sure. But yeah, they're doing pretty good. I've only harvested maybe 1 or 2 San Marzanos, so I'm hoping to get another batch because this is my second succession of tomatoes right here. And because we had such a hot summer, you know, some of the blossoms didn't really, like it had a lot of blossoms, but they didn't produce any fruit. So I'm hoping that because the weather is kind of cooling down just a little bit, especially in the evening times, they've been cooling down. I'm hoping that we'll get some San Marzanos because I haven't really stewed any tomatoes or anything like that. Last year I had a bunch of diced tomatoes and stewed tomatoes, but this year, not that many, just a lot of spaghetti sauce. So this is one of the garden beds right here that I sprayed some vinegar. It was like a vinegar salt solution, and you spray it over the beds. I did do it twice. Now, it's not growing back as vigorous as, you know, the other beds that I did not spray any of this homemade weed killer solution, but there's still weeds, and there's a lot of them. Look at that. In that first bed that I did, that 4x4 that I planted the carrots in, I did spray that weed solution in there, and that seemed to do really good. It seemed to really kill off the weeds. So I don't know, maybe this one, the roots are just super hardy. I'm not too sure, but this is one of the garden beds that I need to amend and top off with some mushroom compost, and then plant some garlic in this garden bed. So right over here, we have our cucumbers, our beautiful cucumbers, and there's so many. And, you know, my nephew came out, he helped me pick a bunch of cucumbers from here. And I was looking at the leaf, and it's starting to die out, because it's starting to die out. You know, it's coming into fall now. And there's just so many weeds. You guys, so many weeds. I almost didn't want to plant a fall garden this year because I didn't want to pull out the weeds. I just wanted to give up because there's just so many of them. And because I'm the only one that's really gardening, like this is my project. This is kind of what I wanted to do, was have a garden. And so I'm the only one pulling out the weeds. Everyone's reaping the benefits. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like it. I do enjoy it. And matter of fact, there are certain weeds that I do enjoy pulling out. You know, there's just like, except for the crabgrass. I don't like pulling out the crabgrass. But there are some of I told John, I'm like, there are some weeds that I do enjoy pulling out that are just so satisfying to pull out of the ground. But still, it's still work. But the weather is cooling down, so it's not going to be too much, it's not going to be too bad. Matter of fact, over the weekend, today is Monday, over the weekend on Saturday, we did have some thunderstorms, and it was actually raining, which was so nice. It was just so nice. And actually, that was the first day that we didn't have anyone helping out and working on the farm. Normally, we have someone coming out helping us on Saturday and, you know, just taking care of doing some things around the farm and taking care of a few things for us, like weed eating and trimming trees. But Saturday was the first time in months that no one was here working. And let me tell you, it was nice. I came out here in my pajamas, which I don't usually do. I usually am dressed to work. And I was out here in my pajamas, drinking my coffee, being lazy. Oh, it was nice. I mean, yeah, it's nice. Sometimes when you have people over, you just can't really let down your guard. You can't just be... You always have to be on because, you know, there's someone here working. So it's nice to have those lazy days every once in a while, just to still be in your pajamas and just be lazy. But Yeah, I don't even know where that came from. I don't even know why I got sidetracked, but here we are the cucumbers. I need to pick out some more cucumbers and take care of that because there's just so many freaking cucumbers in there. And look at this garden bed. See, this is the garden bed that I did not spray any of that solution in here because we had things growing. And look how green it is. So green. Look at that. Super green. But my goodness, you guys, we have so many cucumber. I'm just looking at this cucumber trellis. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Do you see this? Do you see that? It just grew right into the fence. Man, how did I let that escape me? Sorry, guy. Oh, all right. I'm going to have to come back and get that out of the fence. Wow. All right. The reason why I haven't been picking a lot of these cucumbers is because our outdoor refrigerator took a dump on us, and we have I'm gonna have to get it fixed. So I really don't have anywhere to put a lot of this produce that I'm canning, like these. You know, I've done the canned pickles where you put them in the jars, you water bath can them, and I don't like them. They don't taste that good. At least for me, I don't really care for them. They don't feel that crunchy to me, and maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I do enjoy the cold pickles way better. And the cold pickles you have to store inside the refrigerator. In our own house refrigerator, our regular refrigerator is packed, just packed. So I don't even know where to put all this produce. I have tons of cucumber, I have tons of zucchini, I got those blue lake beans. And I've been freezing all of this stuff, like the spaghetti sauce. I've been freezing, you cannot freeze cucumbers, but I've been freezing the blue lake beans, the long beans, and things like that. Because you can. Those are the things you can freeze. And spaghetti sauce, I've been freezing that. But as far as the diced tomatoes, I can can that. I just don't have enough tomatoes to dice and can. All right, you guys, so here we are to the Jerusalem artichokes. Look at that. Did I just miss a bed? I think I just missed a bed. This bed right here. Over there chit-chatting about storage space instead of giving you a garden tour. But these are problems of a gardener, I guess. I mean, I never had this problem before, but now I have this problem because I'm growing too many vegetables. All right. So over here, we have our strawberries. And I was going to, well, my goal is to have this whole entire garden bed full of strawberries. Then I weed eated. I took a weed eater in here, weed eated all the weeds, and then all of a sudden, let me give you a really good look at this because I don't even know if the camera gives it justice from this far away. And then all of a sudden, all of these green onions started popping up like grass. It's like grass. It's like a grass of green onion, and I don't even know what to do with it. I tried giving it away, and I guess not that many people cook with green onion. I know there's like these Asian dumplings that are delicious. I love it. It's an Asian dumpling filled with green onion and it's fried. I think it's fried. I've never made them before, but I've had them in restaurants, and I think I might try to attempt that, is to try to make some fried green onion dumplings. They're delicious. It doesn't sound delicious, and I think they use chives, but whatever. I'm going to use green onion if I could figure out how to make them. And hopefully they'll be delicious. All right, but let me give you a close look at how these green onions, because I just did this and now I could smell all the onion smell. Let me show you how it looks. And look at that. Do you see that? Now these guys are weeds. This long, that's weeds. And this one is a weed. But all the rest, look at this. That is green onion. This is all green onion. Look at this. It's like grass. This is all green onion. I mean, granted, if I cut it, I'm going to have some grass in there, some crabgrass. But for the most part, you're going to be getting a ton of green onion. So much green onion. Look at this. Amazing. Amazing, but, you know, it's a lot. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do with it. And maybe I just pop out some of the bulbs or do something like that. I'm not too sure. We're going to have to figure out something. But now, off to the Jerusalem artichokes. All great. And here we have the Jerusalem artichokes. Huge. Huge. It's the only place in the garden. If you're hot, you could come over here and hang out because it's the only place that you get a lot of shade. because of these Jerusalem artichokes. And the Jerusalem artichokes are growing out of the garden bed. So I have Jerusalem artichokes growing all over the place. I don't even know what else to do with them because we have harvested, like last year I harvested all these Jerusalem artichokes, assuming that I harvest all of them, which is, I feel, impossible at this point. And so we have jars and jars of Jerusalem artichokes fermenting in the house. And I've been giving it away. I've been, John's been eating it, but he can't eat that much, and I can't eat that much. And I don't know, not all the kids like it, so it's good. It tastes good. But I don't know, they say it tastes good. They like it. They eat it when we have it, but they don't eat it often. And I wish they would just eat it so that, because I have so much more. But I don't know, maybe we'll be, fermenting these and giving away for Christmas gifts. Maybe. But yeah, this is how the Jerusalem artichokes are doing. Fantastic. And then I am going to start inside the house. I have some ginger. Last year or the year before, I don't know, a couple years ago, I grew some ginger and it was so good. It was so good, but I feel like I harvested the ginger prematurely because it was kind of small. But it was so potent, so flavorful. It was so flavorful. So I think this year I'm going to attempt to start some ginger before the frost comes. So that is my goal, is to do that. But in this garden bed, we have a bunch of things. We have some Jerusalem artichokes, obviously, and then we have some asparagus. Do you see that right there? This one right here, that right there are some asparagus that I planted in here, not knowing that this Jerusalem artichoke was going to take over the whole entire garden bed. And these garden beds are 4x8. So if you can see, it's literally, that's just a little portion of the garden bed that I have the asparagus in. I don't know how it's going to do. It's my first time ever growing asparagus. Okay, you guys, so here we have it. Here we have our lemongrass. It's doing so fantastic. It's huge. It's so big. I love it. It's just it's amazing plant. It's amazing grass. Yeah, I can't really say anything negative about it. It's beautiful. It smells good. It looks beautiful. John thinks I should trim it down a little bit, but I've already done that one time and it looks so ugly. But I have so many stalks in here that I feel like I really need to harvest. And we have been harvesting a ton of this lemongrass. And at first I was thinking maybe I should plant it somewhere else, like around the property. And it's still a possibility, but it's very invasive. I know this because it was tiny. It was tiny when I got it, and I put it into this wooden planter box, and then it's literally all the way to the edge of the wooden planter box. And so I know that eventually over time and over years, it's going to, just like the Jerusalem artichokes, it's probably going to shoot up shoots off the side, and then this box is going to be worthless because it doesn't have a bottom to it. So that is what's happening with the lemongrass. But you know what? I could probably harvest a lot of it eventually and sell it at my farm market, which it feels like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like that farm market is never going to come into play. But I know if I continue to work on this garden and try to figure out what grows best, I know that I'm going to eventually get that farm market. But you never know. Things might change over the years. I might do this wedding because we have a wedding booked here for the 6th, I think, of next year. Sometime in the summertime. So I have to double check my books to make sure I have the right date. And so I'm hoping that next year when we have that wedding, we'll see how it does. And maybe we'll just be a little wedding venue. But I don't know. My dream of having a farm market is just I so want it, I just want a little farm stand here. I think it'd be so cute. I think it'll benefit our neighborhood. I think everyone around us, all our community, would definitely benefit from it and help us out and purchase fruit from our farmers market, like vegetables and, you know, whatever we want to sell. Because my goal is to partner up with other farmers in our vicinity and have their produce here as well. So that way it's not such a huge burden on me to produce a lot of this produce, that I'll have other farmers that have bigger farms than mine. And I'll just have an area for them to sell it. And then I'll have an area for me to sell all of my excess, which will be awesome because I have so much excess. I'll still can some for my family, and I'll still, you know, do that for preserving because it is nice. I do enjoy having things so fresh and things that we could just pull right off the counter or whatever, off the shelves in our kitchen. It's just nice. I enjoy it. But let me show you what's happening over here in this blackberry container. Nothing. Nothing's happening. It's just a lot of shoots. We have a lot of shoots in here, but no blackberries. And I hope one of these days we get some blackberries. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have picked out my share of blackberries, like a handful, but I want like an abundant. And I'm probably going to have to get more blackberries in order to get an abundance, like more blackberry bushes. And I don't know. I'll figure out this one first before I start investing in more blackberry bushes, because I don't know, I'm not having a really good time with this one. It's like, it's not really doing well. So over here we have our, what are these? These are our Armenian cucumbers. These Armenian cucumbers are so big. This one is so huge. Look at this. Here's another one right here. They're so big. I don't know what to do with them. I harvested one huge one. I'll show you. It's huge. It's like this big. It's like that round. And I let it grow because I wanted to pop it open to see if it tastes like a melon, because it smells like a honeydew, but it tastes like a cucumber. It doesn't really have a very robust flavor, but it's so cool looking. I don't know if I'm going to plant them again though, because not everyone's eating them. I don't know. Not everyone's eating them. Just mainly me. I've eaten it a couple times, and I kind of like the cucumber more than the Armenian cucumbers. Now, I need to harvest a bunch of cucumber. I left this one out here last night. I was walking through the garden, I saw this one, and then now I just saw two more huge cucumber like this. And when they get like this, the seeds get really big. You could save the seeds, but I don't. I just give it to the chickens. I cut it open, I give it to the chickens, and the chickens enjoy it. But yeah, there's so many. I see two huge ones right there. I don't know if you see that. This garden bed doesn't look as good. It's not as green as the other garden beds, so I might just pull everything out of this garden bed, amend the soil. Even though we're still producing some fruit, I'll just let those keep growing and, you know, go from there. But I might amend the soil and again pop in some garlic. This year I want to grow a ton of garlic because I only planted enough last year, you know, just for ourselves. And it would be nice to have some where I could, you know, maybe sell or give away or things like that, which would be nice. But let's go off to see how the tomatoes are doing that are trellising on the trellis. We'll see how those are doing. All right, so here we have the trellis. And the trellis doesn't really have that much stuff trellising on it. I wish I put the pole beans. I don't know why I didn't put the pole beans on this trellising. Because the pole beans, those Blue Lake beans, I think would have been all the way up to the top and then almost to the other side. But right now, this is all we have right here. We have the tomatoes have just grown just halfway, not that far up on the trellis at all. But I have been getting some tomatoes. So that's a good thing. And then over here, see that trellis in the back? I'm going to spray paint that, and then we're going to put it over by the pond somewhere, so that way when we have that young couple getting married here, then they can get married under the trellis. So that's going to be so stinking cute. All right, so yeah, that's how the trellis is doing right there. Just some, we have not Roma tomatoes, we have some beefsteak tomatoes. And I've only harvested just a couple because I did start those ones a little bit later than the rest of them. There's like a bunch of them that I started, you know, 1 week after another. So That's why. Let me just put my sunglasses down somewhere. Let's hang them right here. I don't know if that's going to affect the microphone. Hopefully not. Okay, so over here we have some potatoes. And the potatoes are looking so good. Give you a good look. So far so good. So we did harvest a bunch of red potatoes, and then I planted these golden potatoes right here in the back a little bit later. So in the front here I did have some red potatoes, and then we just harvested just all of them pretty much, except for this little guy right here. These little guys are all red potatoes, but they are so easy. And in our area, zone 9, we can pop in some more potatoes right now. So you can pop in some more potatoes and have them, hopefully, I believe you can, in our zone, we can grow them all year round, which is so awesome. Because our frost, yes, we do get a frost, but it's not so bad. And it's not so many days in a row. We might get like 1 or 2 days of frost. It's not really that bad. But the frost will kill off the plants, so. But those are doing really good. So I might just pop in some more right into the garden right before the frost comes, because I do have some that were smaller that I popped out of this garden bed, and that I just have sitting on my counter that I could just put right into the ground, which would be nice. All right, you guys, this poor little thing that you're looking at right here is my raspberry bush. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know why it looks like this. I fertilize it. I don't know, maybe it doesn't like the sun. Maybe I should put, because it started getting like this when the sun was beating down on it. So I have not received any raspberries from this plant. Not this year. I think in the first year, the second year, I probably got two raspberries. But nothing at all. No raspberries. It has plenty of moisture. I don't know. I really don't know much about raspberries. I've been Googling it and trying to read up as much information about raspberries, but it doesn't really tell me much because I don't really know what I'm personally doing to it. And, yeah, I've taken pictures of it, and it doesn't really give me any information at all. It doesn't really share anything of what's wrong with it. So, this is what it's looking like. I'm not going to give up on it. I'm going to continue to water it and fertilize it and baby it. I might just trim it all back and see what happens, and then keep on going, because it's not dead. It's still growing new growth. Like down in here on the bottom, it has a ton of new growth. So I might just cut it back to that new growth and then see what happens, because I've already done that one time before and it grew back. But it keeps looking like this. So sad. I don't know what's wrong with it. I wish I knew. Okay, so over here we have our zucchini plant. And our zucchini plant has been nonstop producing. Amazing. At first it was just like slowly producing. I was getting 1, 2 zucchini, maybe a day, 1 or 2. That's a lot. You know, if you think about zucchinis, that's a lot of zucchini. But now we're getting a lot more. Excuse me. We're getting so much more. And I didn't know this. So with my spaghetti sauce, you know, I've always chopped up the zucchini, put it in the spaghetti sauce, and then I blend it all together, and you can't even taste the zucchini. Well, one of our friends who owns a farm, and she has a little farm market and everything, she was telling me that because she makes these brownies, and the brownies are so delicious, so moist, and so, I mean, just delicious. You can't even, they're so good. And I was asking her, like, what do you put in these mushrooms? What am I thinking? Mushrooms. Brownies. They're so delicious. And she grates up the huge zucchini. So sometimes, you know, you let one go. Like right now, I have one right here. It's huge. It's like a baby. It's like a small baby. And she says what she does is she'll take those big ones. She'll grate it into her brownie mix. And she'll bake it. And you cannot even tell. You can't even tell that there's zucchini in the brownie mix, because how she grates it really finely, and she mixes it in with the brownie mix, and it tastes so good. And she says that it makes the brownie mix nice and moist, so when you bake the brownies and they come out, they're nice and moist. Oh, delicious. I have yet tried it like in my own brownies, but I'm going to try it, and I'm going to see, because she told me she did it, and I believe her, and I'm going to see if it does, you know, if it does the same with my brownies as it did with hers. But that is how the zucchini is doing. So fantastic. Look at that. It's huge. My first year growing zucchini, I was just blown away. Last year I only grew one plant, and this year I grew several. I grew 4, and then I started another 3 in another garden bed. Okay, so over here on this side, we have a ton of San Marzanos. Look at this. Look how big that is. How tall. It's so beautiful, and I have been harvesting a ton. This is the only San Marzano Roma tomato plants that I have been harvesting the tomatoes from, and they've been doing so good. You know, we've been having quite a heat wave out here. It was over 100 degrees like for 10 days in a row. Oh my God, it was so nuts. It's been so long since I've been in that type of temperature, and the tomatoes, you know, they didn't do too well. I mean, they did. Don't get me wrong. They did do good. And maybe when the weather's now starting to cool down, maybe I might get another succession of tomatoes, another flush of tomatoes. Who knows? I'm hoping that they produce more in a more bigger Roma tomatoes. I've kind of gotten a little lazy as far as trimming off the suckers, and so the fruit is a tiny bit smaller, as you can see. Look at that. It's a little bit smaller. They're tiny. But that's okay. You can still use them. And then on the bottom here, we have some basil. And the basil is looking so good, you guys. It's looking so good. I have not made any basil, like pesto yet. And because I don't feel like I have enough to make pesto. I might have enough, but I don't feel like I have enough. Because last year I had a lot of pesto. I had a lot of basil to make pesto, like a ton of it. And this year, not as many. Oh, shoot. I just pulled off a little tomato. There's a little Roma tomato. Look how cute that is. Let me see if it's delicious. It is. It's good. The skin is nice and soft. It doesn't have a bitter taste to it. Oh, it's nice and juicy and nice and red. It's good. Okay. Now for the eggplant. All right, so over here we have our eggplant, and it's doing so good, you guys. It's looking so beautiful. I have 4 of them eggplant growing here, and they're looking so fantastic. So far, I've only harvested 2 eggplant from here, but I could see so many forming right now. I have so many blossoms. Let me show you the blossoms. The blossoms are so beautiful. When I first grew eggplant, I had no idea that that's what the blossom looks like. And then here is one of the eggplants forming right there. How cool is that? So awesome. So the eggplants are doing so well. So good. And then on the other side, we have some beefsteak tomatoes. Now the beefsteak tomatoes, these are not my favorite beefsteak tomatoes. They're delicious. You know, they're good. But they crack very easily. They did not do really well in the sun. Look how bad the leaf curl is. This is the only bed that I have this canopy over, this shade cloth. And the fruit cracks. Like I just noticed one right over here. Where is it? It cracked. And I water it the same as all my other tomatoes. And look at that. Big cracks. Now you could still use it. But yeah, there's a couple of them. And it's not even 100% ripe. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this beefsteak tomato. I believe this is by Burpees. I believe. It doesn't say anything but beefsteak tomatoes. I think it's by Burpees. Either Burpees or Lake Valley, one of the two. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. You know, last year I planted some pink Berkeleys. And I didn't plant any pink Berkeleys this year, and I wish I did, because those were so delicious. Matter of fact, I liked those better than the Cherokee Purples. Okay, you guys, so here are the beans, some more beans. Do you see that? These are more beans. Looking really good. And I did put up this mason ladder right here. That is what they're called, so that they could trellis up. And I keep pushing this one over to try to grab onto the trellis, but it's not getting the memo. It keeps falling over that side. But that's pretty much what I have growing in here. I have beans and I have 3 zucchini plants. And so I did not know that these were trellising bean plants. I thought these were bush beans. That's why I popped them in here, because I thought this is going to be a bunch of bush beans. And then I noticed that I might have made a mistake and put some kind of trellising bean over here. But it's all right. We're going to work with it, and we're going to harvest from it, and it's going to be fantastic. And I cannot even wait, because my goodness, you guys, I was at the hobby store, and they're already selling Christmas stuff. Christmas things. Like, we haven't made it to Halloween yet. We're still in summer. It's still 90. Why are we shopping for Christmas? I mean, Halloween is not even here. But yeah, so Christmas, that's weird to think about that far in advance. But I am thinking that far in advance because I want to have a bunch of vegetables for Christmas dinner. So I am thinking that far in advance, but not thinking about shopping yet for Christmas. I think a lot of people are going to get a lot of vegetables and home goods this year. That's what they're going to get. They don't know it yet, but you know, it happens. All right, let me show you how the Myers lemons are doing. Okay, here's a Myers lemon. Look at that. It's looking so good. 17 or 16 Myers lemon in here. Looking fantastic. And I cannot wait to harvest some Myers lemon to make some lemonade. It's going to be so exciting. So yeah, when I first planted this, it didn't have any lemons. It took me years and years and years and years to get some lemons. So I cannot wait to see how they taste. I hope they taste delicious. I hope it's not an ornamental lemon tree. I hope it's actual Myers lemon, because that's what I purchased. I purchased a Myers lemon, but I've had this lemon tree for many, many years. I'm talking way before I started gardening. 8 years maybe. Long time. But, you know, it's finally producing. So I'm doing something right, but I'm hoping that it's an actual lemon tree. But let me go ahead and show you what is happening over here where we have the Cherokee Purples. Yeah, Cherokee Purples. No, it's not Cherokee Purples. These are my cherry babies. Cherry babies, cherry tomatoes. Look, you guys, do you see the canopy? It's huge. The canopy of this cherry babies are just, it's just huge. So underneath the cherry babies, I have this, this one is like a lemon basil. So good. It smells very lemony. I have not cooked with it. What I've been using it for is I've been taking the lemon basil and putting it in a little mesh, like cheesecloth, putting a whole bunch of it in some cheesecloth. Then I put hot water. I put in a big container. Then I put some hot water over the top of it and let it seep. And it is so delicious. It has a bit of a lemon basil flavor. And you can put some honey in it to sweeten it up. It's so good. So that is how this garden bed is doing. The cherry babies, oh my goodness, are so sweet. Look at that. Look. I don't even know if this camera can give it justice. Let me give you a really good view of how this, how these plants are doing. I believe I have 7 of them in this garden bed. All right, here we go. Look at that. Do you see all of those blossoms? I hope we get a ton of cherry tomatoes off this blossom, off these trees, because we did get quite a few cherry tomatoes, and it's so good. They're so sweet. And then right there, look at all that basil. Some of it is going to seed, and I have allowed it to go to seed because I'm hoping that we get a ton of basil in this little area. And then right here, peppers. A ton of peppers. You guys, look at this. Look at that. Do you see that? This is the Thai chili. Beautiful. And then we have, this one is Big Bertha. We have a ton of bell peppers right there. Then we have this one right here. I don't know if you could see that one. This is a Fresno hot chili pepper, which we have a ton. We have 2 red rockets. You can't even see them back, guys. You can't even see them back there. But we have another bell pepper right here. We have some red rockets in the very back right there. Look at this jungle. It's like bell pepper heaven right over here. This one right here. I believe it's this one right here. One of them. This one. I don't know. There's a ton. I'm afraid if I lean it forward this way, it's going to break because there's so many bell pepper on there. And I do need to harvest a ton of them. But some of them are supposed to turn color. Gosh, that Thai chili is just dangling out. And I'm waiting for them to turn color. Some of them are supposed to turn yellow. And I want to see what a yellow bell pepper looks like. I have not planted a yellow bell pepper before until this year, so this is really exciting. So this is the Cherokee purples right here. Here are all the Cherokee purples. And they are doing so good. This is, so far this year, between the San Marzanos and this Cherokee purples, I love them both. They're so amazing. The fruit is so purple, like it's just so beautiful on the inside. So red and beautiful. And I wish the pink Berkeleys were that way. But this year I didn't feel like I was prepared. I didn't order my seeds on time. And I feel like this year over the winter time, I'm going to go through my seed catalog. I'm going to order all of my seeds ahead of time to get ready for the spring, because I want to be on top of it and get all of these seeds, because a lot of the seeds that I wanted to purchase were sold out. And then I just figured, just go to the supply store and buy some seeds. They'll do the same thing. And they do. It does the same thing, but they didn't have any pink Berkeleys. All right, so over here we have our melons and some zucchini growing in, and it's just like a smorgasbord of stuff. It's kind of ugly. It doesn't really have a lot of things growing, but we do have a lot of melons, you guys. Look, do you see that melon? My first melon right there. I don't know what kind of melon variety this is. From what I know, they say that there's a tendril on here, and when the tendril dries out, then that is when it's ready to go. Now, there's two tendrils on here. There's one tendril that's dried out, and there's one tendril that's green. So, what does that mean? Does that mean that this is ripe or not ripe? I have no idea. I have no idea. John says there's no such thing as picking a bad melon in the summertime. I beg to differ, because I have picked plenty of bad melons in my time. And when I pick a good melon, I feel like I know what I'm doing. And sometimes when I go to the store, like I go onto YouTube first to refresh my memory on how to pick. This is how I pick my melons. I know this sounds silly. So I go onto YouTube, and then I watch a video first on how to pick a melon. So then I go into the store and I do all the methods that I have watched. And not one video, like many videos. And I read little articles on how to pick the melons. And so I go into the store doing all those methods. And I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping for the best. You know, they say to tap on it. If it echoes back, they all echo to me. Every single one of them. It all sounds like an echo. I don't even know what it sounds like. They keep telling me, like, do you hear it? I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I hear it. No, I don't. I really don't hear it. I don't even know what they're talking about, because I have tapped all of them, and they all sound like there's some kind of echoing. And I don't know if that's good. They say it's supposed to sound dense. I honestly have no idea what I'm looking for. They say look at the lines. I look at the lines. They all look beautiful. They say look at that flat yellow spot on the backside. I do look at that flat yellow spot on the backside, and it's yellow. So, yeah. I guess it's just, you just got to keep picking them. You just got to keep picking them, and eventually you'll figure it out. I'm assuming. All right, let me show you these beautiful dahlias. All right, so right here we have our dahlias. Look at this. Look at this beautiful dahlia. It's a dinner plate dahlia. So it got so big and it toppled over. And I just noticed that one of the branches broke. Look at this one. So I am probably going to harvest these two dahlias, because I don't want to lose them. I want to enjoy them. But we already lost one huge branch right over here, because the dahlia was so huge that it just broke off right there. And dahlias are a bulb, and so they'll come back every year. And I completely forgot that I planted this one here, or I popped the bulb in here, and it's just growing so profusely. Like, we have so many little bulbs everywhere on this plant, and I cannot wait to see what it's going to look like. I feel like I might dig out some of the bulbs once they all die out, dig them out and put them somewhere else. Maybe put them in the small garden or something like that. But yeah, that is what's happening in the big garden. So many things are growing. But let me show you this Armenian cucumber that I did harvest. Ooh, let me get past my wheelbarrow here. I have this old vintage wheelbarrow. Isn't that cool? That's John's. John grew up with that wheelbarrow. All right, look at this. Look at this Armenian. This is Armenian cucumber. And I need to cut this open and see what it looks like. And when I cut it open, I'll definitely show you a picture of it, probably at the end of this video, of what the Armenian cucumber looks like and what it tastes like. Yeah, not too sure what it tastes like. Hopefully it's not bland. But yeah, so let me go ahead and show you the little cottage. It's so cute, you guys. It is so stinking cute. And it's just going to look so cute. So I decided I'm going to just try to use the stuff that we have on hand instead of purchasing more things for this little shed. But let me show you. Look how cute it looks. Do you see that? So stinking cute. So we got some river rocks. I put some river rocks around the little outside right there to see what it's going to look like. I am going to spray, brought this sprayer out here because I'm going to go ahead and spray the inside all white, this cottage white. And then on the side right here, I have a sink, like a metal sink that I'm going to put right in this area. I don't have any water out here, but I'm just going to use that as my little planting station. And then I have these black metal racks right here. Right here. I'm going to use these black metal racks as a shelving inside the shed, inside the little cottage. So that way I don't have to buy anything. I can just utilize what I have. And then I have a wood burning stove like inside the garden. I'm going to put that right in there in the center. Isn't that so cute? Oh my goodness, you guys, that is going to look so cute in the Christmas time, the Christmas season, to decorate it. Put a little wreath on the door. Oh my gosh, you guys, so adorable. And then we have some more yard art. See that little milling silo? So John, he like signs up for these auctions, and every once in a while something comes up and he'll like bid like $5 or $10 or something like that, and no one else bids on it, and so we'll get it for really cheap. So now we have some more yard art right there. All right, so over here in this back area, I usually don't come back here, but we're building a bridge. Do you see that little guy right there? That's a bridge that we can drive over or walk over, and John wants to put a little kind of a roof on top of the bridge, so it's going to look so cute. But in the winter time, this back section right over here, we have a winter stream. So the pond gets overflown, and then we have a winter stream, and we can't walk through this side. So we decided to put a bridge, so that way during the winter time, we can go ahead and walk over here to visit our pomegranates. Look at this baby girl. This is Mira, our Great Pyrenees. She got some paint on her ear while we were painting. Shake. We're teaching her tricks. Shake. That's one of her tricks. But she does it not on command, just does it whenever. She's learning, right? She has these little things in her ears. She's learning. Want to show him some tricks? Hank is the one that knows all the tricks, right, Hank? Hank is our shepherd. He knows all the tricks. But Mira, she's learning. She's only, how old are you, Mira? You're 6 months old? I think she's like 6. No, she's 7 months old, and Val is 8 months old. Yeah. Can you believe that? They're so little. But this one, she's not, so young, but this one, she's not little. Look how sweet she is. So today my goal is to, oh my goodness, girl. So today my goal is to finish painting the trim on this cottage, and then hopefully put some stuff in there. But so many things. Let me show you how the little garden's doing. I harvested a bunch of flowers from the little garden over the weekend, so I'm going to make a couple little vases and maybe give a couple away to our neighbors and stuff like that. So it'll be so much fun. I never thought I was going to be able to harvest a bunch of flowers from my garden. So then in the chicken coop right here, we had this old horse trailer out in our field, and one of our friends had a horse trailer in their yard for their animals, and their goats were sleeping in it. So I'm hoping that one of these days I will get a milk goat, and then my milk goat can live here with the chickens. And I'm going to clean out that horse trough or horse trailer, and then put some straw down, and then maybe have my milk goat in here. How cool would that be? But here are ladies. Mira's sleeping with the chickens lately. She's been sleeping in here at night. But she also has been going into the chicken coop because in the afternoon we let the chickens out to roam around the property, and Mira's pretty big. our Great Pyrenees, and she has been sneaking into the chicken coop when our backs are turned and stealing the eggs, literally stealing the eggs. And she doesn't come out of the chicken coop and eat them. She eats them inside the chicken coop because, you know, she wants to save that for herself. She doesn't want any other dogs taking all her eggs. So yeah, she's been eating all of our eggs. Can you believe that? A lot of eggs, guys. She's been eating a lot of eggs, not just a couple eggs, a lot of them. Let's see, yesterday we have 19 chickens and I only collected 7 eggs. We should be getting at least 12. I've been getting at least 12. And I feel like in the springtime, I cannot wait to get some more baby chicks. Okay, so over here we have our little garden full of our cut flowers. Let me give you a good look at how these cut flowers look. So beautiful. Look at that. So over here, I did remove all of the alyssum and things like that we have on the both sides except for the strawberries. And then we just have a bunch of, look at this one. This one's our white zinnia. It kind of has, so some of them have little red polka dots on them. Some of these bright ones, oh, these are so pretty. I wish I planted more yellow. I didn't plant a lot of yellow. Like this one right here, this one's kind of dying out, but it has little red polka dots. I don't know if you could see that. But some of them are so pretty, and I so enjoy all of them. Look at this one. Isn't that so pretty? Look how cool that looks. The color is like a magenta, so it's so bright out here. It doesn't even really give it any justice. So gorgeous. This one. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, look, a hummingbird. Guys, a hummingbird. Do you see it? Oh my God. Oh, it flew away. Darn it. Look at this one. Look how cool that's so cool looking, huh? Such a pretty plant. So I harvested a bunch of those and a bunch of zinnias. I love this orange one. Look at that. So pretty. So that is how the little garden is doing. So fantastic. The flowers are looking so beautiful. Everything's growing so beautiful. Let's see what else is happening. Look at the big red barn. So big and bright. We still have to paint a lot of the trim. So all the trim is all going to be painted white. So it's going to be so exciting. I think I'm going to paint the doors white as well. I think that would be nice as well. But let me go show you how the lambs are doing. They're getting so big, you guys. They are getting so big. Hi, guys. Okay, here they are. Let me show you. There they are. They're lambs. There's Chloe right here. Kim is the dark-faced one right there. Right in the corner. And then Courtney's in the back right there. Hi, guys. Hi. They're getting to be so friendly. This one's the most friendliest, huh? Hi, guy. Hey, girls. Look at them. Getting so big. So beautiful. I love them. They're so sweet now. They're getting to be really sweet. All right. So that is what is happening on the farm. Just doing a lot of cleanup, a lot of, organization, painting, a lot of painting. And so I'm going to get started because it is starting to get warmer. It's supposed to be in the 90s today. I want to say like 92 or something like that. I don't know. I haven't even checked the forecast, but I know it's going to be hot. And so I'm just going to go ahead and get started on painting the little trailer. I cut open that Armenian cucumber. I feel like I'm leaving some stuff out because so many things have been happening. Just work. Yeah, just stuff around the house. And since that's pretty much it. Oh my goodness, you guys. How can I have forgotten this? I'll be right back. Let me show you what we have new on the farm. You're going to love it. You're gonna love it. I'll be right back. Okay. Come here, guys. Come here. Come here. Look at you guys. Oh my. Look at what we got. Look at Mira has to be the center of attention. Of course. Okay. Look at this, you guys. Of course, we're crazy. Do you see this little guy? This is our new member to our family along with this one. Look at this little guy. Oh my goodness. So, this little guy came from our lawnmower repair guy. looking for a home for some healers. So this one's a little healer. We named him Jack. So cute. Hey, little Jack. And then this one right here is named Captain. Look at this one. This is a Great Pyrenees Anatolia Shepherd. 2 boys. So now, not that we needed any more dogs. We didn't need any more dogs. But now we have 5. 5 dogs. That's the most dogs I've ever had. And it's so crazy because, you know, in the past, if I ever wanted dogs, everyone would be like, no, you're crazy. That's too many dogs. But now, no one can say no to me because I'm an adult. So now I can have as many dogs as I want. But this is plenty. 5 is more than enough. Yeah, because we're going to have 3 big dogs. Hank and 2 Great Pyrenees. One's a Great Pyrenees mix, which is Anatolia Shepherd is supposed to be a pretty big dog. And then 2 little healers, like Val is our rat terrier healer mix, and then 1 blue healer right here. Can you believe that, guys? 5 dogs. Well, we're officially in a puppy heaven. Like our older puppies and our newer puppies. My goodness, it's nuts. So that's what's happening on the farm. Just loving these puppies. Look how cute they are. So cute. But that is what's happening. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you for hanging out with me. Take care, be safe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.